a.k.a. Mr. Moscato, a.k.a. Sir Lord Keys the Thor, at your service, the most interesting man in Worcester. You know, I say a gift shout out to Nick, couldn't be here, Troopers in D.C., and Mike, shout out to Mike Talk a lot. I don't know where he's at.
Mike, a.k.a. Michael J. Thriller, a.k.a.
Yeah, you don't have to do all that.
a.k.a.
That's crazy, though. But
Jesus
I got
Crack,
a.k.a. Tom on, and I got, of course, you on, so.
Truth It.
Shout
What up,
out.
everybody?
Yeah.
This is William Truth and McNeil here. What's going on, Worcester?
What's going on? Yo, yeah, call in, 508-753-2284. You know what's going on? What's in? We got my man Tom on. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing just fine, Keith. Thanks for asking me to hang around.
Yeah, always. That's the partnership. We're on
Yep,
the same
it is.
station, and sometimes we are so distant. You're going one way,
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's the way life is these days.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up, but I guess same bad time, same bad station. I guess now we get to reunite.
Right,
We're
right.
back together, reunited, and it feels so good.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Right? Who sings that well?
I have no idea.
Mr. Oh my God! I thought you was the music.
Stevie Wonder?
Shout out to Will for the shout out, so we're looking out, and shout out to the haters who trying to stop it.
Hey, what do you mean? Well, then go ahead and shout. No, I'm not a hater. I'm just saying.
Oh,
so
you a hater.
shout out Nate.
The world
Go
hated
ahead.
it. The world heard it.
What do you mean? No, go ahead. Shout out Nate accolades then, because Nate not here.
Jesus Crack, 1 Foot Off, Nate Peter Ghost, Kunta.
Okay.
I think you got a couple more.
You got something else too.
Yeah, and True. Go ahead, give True.
Yeah.
I'm Trooper Joe, and I'm here to keep it real.
So I'm not a hater. I just it's be fair.
You're a
I
hater.
like the
All right, so Mike is in here, so I could take a step back from the mic. But before, I just want to say that your show that comes on before Voice of the Voiceless, I dig it, I enjoy it. My pops listens to it, and I want to one day have a radio voice like you have, with we all just talk about love and feelings and caring about one another.
And I don't know where that comes from. It just comes to me when I'm sitting at that microphone every Tuesday morning, because that's not my real voice.
Right. I need one of those. I need a voice like that.
The Billy D, right?
Yeah, like
Yo.
yeah, hey, listen, you don't understand what I understand. We have to stand together to understand each other.
And that's one of these things that I was. But
You don't like that, Mike?
I can
That was
dig
great.
it.
That was awesome.
I love it, but that's like so hard for me to do. I know. It's shout out to monks. It's like staying even tone. I would love to stay even tone, like throughout all my conversations for the rest of my life.
Right, but you said shout out to monks, like monks
shout
in
out
the
to
in
monks.
the in the,
Monks.
in the Himalayan mountains, like that pray, like the golden child.
Monks that don't raise their voice.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Monks that are just
Yeah.
in peace. That Billy D. You know what I mean? I like that though.
Okay. All right. We feel
You
it.
know what I mean? I love you, Will. I love you, Tom. I love you, Mike.
What up?
I love you, listeners. The library.
So what's going on in Worcester today?
Tuesday. Is it another Super Tuesday? I read in the papers. Is it another one? Or is there only one Super Tuesday, miss?
I don't even know.
I'm not sure about that, but I know the superintendent, the school superintendents, 4 of them, they were talking yesterday, and there's an article in the Telegram about it, and quite frankly, I'm really disappointed in some of the remarks and some of the things that they heard about. I'll be blogging about it soon.
What the four superintendents do?
They talked about their future, the future that they talked about how they want to see the future. They talked about how they want to get it back to kind of where it was, or try to take the next level. But not one of them really talked about the actual students. Not one of them talked about dealing with the things that the students are going through. And after we met with Seven Hills and we heard those kids like open up their hearts about some of the struggles that they have, it was like disappointing. I'm like, okay, new superintendent, I'm here for the students. I'm here to, for those students that are having problems. They said we're going to be here for the families and for the kids that are graduating. Didn't say nothing about the struggling students. Didn't say nothing about police in schools. Didn't say nothing about real issues that are going on in high schools. And that, to me, that's why I have to have a word with them.
Did they hire a new superintendent?
No, there's 4 finalists for it now.
And that's sick. I know Dre got a lot to say about that, but yo, shout out to Seven Hills for letting us come. But I know Worcester's biggest problem. Please, Worcester City Councilman, if you're listening, I beg, superintendent, new superintendent, whoever you are, young men of color are underperforming in Worcester. please, we need help. We need to, you know what I mean? What is it? Be the example we wish to see.
Right.
Yo,
Yeah.
we need to change that outcome of these young men of color in these school systems. I pray. Go ahead, Dre.
I don't know, man. I think it's a microcosm of what's going on.
Explain that to me. That's too big of a word, brother.
Microcosm is like, it's like a smaller example of a bigger example, right?
Small example of a bigger, and that's what you're talking about.
Of a bigger model, right?
Yeah.
So what we living in right now, I remember when like a couple months ago, people was like, Trump would never something.
Yo.
And it amazes me. Like I asked my son Khalil, he's around me a lot, and he knows he's in the stage of active denial.
Active denial.
I believe he is.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that, though?
Like a lot of us, like we believe that there's hope, that we got a shot to do something, right? Instead of actually like coming
Being
up with being the hope, coming up with like a contingency plan. This is what's going on, so this is what I'm doing, right? So so my son, we had a conversation. He's talking about the progress in America in terms of race. He was talking about how his friends are, and what he was talking about was like colorblind racism. And he was like, my friends don't, like, 'cause he had like some Albanian friends, he had some Asian friends. And I said, Khalil, what you're, like the danger in what you're talking about is like, that's not progress. That's essentially what they're saying is, if you act white, we'll pretend you're white, right? So like you have to adopt everything, all what we recognize and acknowledge as culture.
Socially acceptable.
Culture, right? So you don't get to like you celebrate St. Patrick's Day and you
Christmas.
Christmas and you salute the flag and you buy into patriotism and we're just having a good time and there is some things that need to be going on, but overall we're doing better, and when that's not actually the truth, right? The truth is like dude, we got like Hitler, like we're in the midst of like Nazi Germany right now going on. And you see, and you see people who I remember looking back in history class and saying, how could that ever happen? And you're in it, right? And so like each week turns into a month, and each month turns into a season, right? This guy is like the front runner. So now it's like the 50-50 now, right? And even when we call these so-called blowouts in these presidential elections, that supposedly that really, in my feeling, right? I saw a post on Facebook that said, if you think that the people if you think that the people can actually elect the next CEO of the U.S. corporation, you're out your mind. This is like everything. This is not a nation right now, right? So really, the presidential elections is really like a barometer of progressive versus conservative. Like who wants to live together and who wants to keep things the way it is, or the way that they were. If you hear Trump, he's talking about let's make America great again. Let's take America back again.
Yeah, and
right?
I hate hearing that when people say that. Like I know Will just said it with the superintendents. Their conversation was, let's make it the way it used to be. It's never gonna be.
It was never good. It was not good. What are you talking about?
Forget about it being good. It's never gonna get back.
So you know what audience to speak. It's coded language, right? But it's coded language, right? That everybody understands what's going on, but we pretend like it doesn't mean that, right? So we say like, so when you have, Worcester just reported back that they've made progress in terms of race since the race dialogue. This is the city that's launched 2 audits on using city resources based on a racist blogger, and then they had the audacity to report back that they've made progress. Like we are all complicit in this. Nobody's doing anything. Means that you have a role in it. You're not doing anything.
It's easy for each of us to think that it's somebody else's problem.
Right.
That it's not something that affects me. It's not something that I need to be involved in. Somebody else will take care of it, and we've kind of been. That's the way we've been taught.
Right. Pass the buck. I mean, just like we've been taught saying that's wrong is enough. Like this is crazy. Like that's enough. Like you've done your job. You said that this. I don't agree with Trump.
Yeah,
Like so, what are you doing as this man progresses towards the White House?
Yeah, and that's crazy, but I thought about it, and it's just nuts. And then you
On a smaller level, as Michael Gaffney and Connie Luke's like run just like masquerade here.
So Worcester is, I guess, the microcosm for the government for what's going on a bigger scale, and I'm gonna use the word just learning it, because my one key point of all of this is at the end of the day, the voter turnout. You understand? So it's the people who are engaged who actually exercise their right to vote. You know, like I was telling you last week, I think they really, you know, remember Sean was talking about people really wanting to be Republicans at heart. You know what I mean? So a majority of those conservatives are feeling that, and if you think about it, people who are engaged in it are people who care. People who vote care about the future, who care about their future. You know what I mean? I would say, because that's an investment. To vote is to say, my kids, and I'm going to leave something for the future, whether I got a lot or I don't.
They're probably like control freaks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So you just think about the majority of people who vote. Now you're going off of their opinion. So, and then the reality is we don't vote. So the people who don't vote are still complaining and watching that the majority of people who do vote like Trump. And that's crazy because Trump is now.
I mean, but see, even this notion, right? Like where I'm getting really like pissed off right now because I'm seeing Bernie Sanders starting to move on his message a little bit. Like
yeah, but
like,
you can't. My thing is you can't be pissed. Please don't be pissed.
No,
don't be emotionally attached to this stuff because we know it's not real. We know that politics does not reflect the population, and we know that the decisions that they make don't have the people at the bottom's interest.
It doesn't necessarily reflect the people's like sentiment, but it also but what it is it's the instructions, it's the directions, it's telling you what's happening. So like it doesn't matter if it's a reflection, it's like this is what's happening.
Yep.
Right? So like you have Hillary Clinton who is like filthy as they get, right? But she's wearing a Democrat mask, so like it gives like if you put an R before her name, you would say that she was a like putrid human being, but because you put a D before her name, right? Like she like if you look what she's responsible for and what she's still doing, right? Like how she's still addressing what she's done. Like she said if we're gonna argue over the '90s when she was talking about welfare reform, I was like, you ruined millions of lives. Like, what you mean you're gonna argue over the '90s? And Bernie's not holding her feet to the fire right now. What he's doing is it feels like if I lose, I don't want to make Hillary so unvotable. Like so he doesn't want to defame her so much if he loses that people wouldn't. Yeah. So like she's not that bad of a loss. I mean like so and that's not okay, man, because she's filthy. Like and if he's supposed to be the guy that's like holding people accountable, and now his message, if you watch him, he's starting to move like a little bit over to where she's at. Like I've even heard like talk that if he loses, that she might ask him to run for vice president.
Yeah. Well, you know that's the game they play. Though. That's politics.
Fan.
That's politics.
I'm a fan of strategy, but that doesn't feel like strategy. This feels like hogwash, man. Like
I like to bring Tom in because he's a young man, Caucasian man. I like to ask him this question.
Wow.
Young. So politics right now. I can't ask you. I don't know if you feel like you know what I mean. In liberty to tell us who you're going to vote for, but who do you think is the best man, the best person for the job? Because I know I spoke to my grandmother a couple of days ago, and for some strange reason, she feels like Hillary's Mother Teresa, and I'm like, yo,
that's black people.
She's 80. Man. She's 80. She's 85 years old, and she's like, Hillary, I love her.
They've done such a job.
She thinks Hillary is Mother Teresa. She's like, oh, I love her. I pray for her. She's going to be the next president. And I'm like, yo,
let them answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I can say one thing for sure. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for anyone on that side. You know, for me, this year it's a real struggle for me because my heart says Bernie Sanders,
right.
My head says Hillary Clinton because I also have to look at it from the perspective of reality and who has the possibility of actually getting things done. And
neither one.
It's going to be And I think that's what scares me most is that and it's not just them. I think our system is so broken that we can't get anything done right now. Nobody is in a mindset of we have to work together to solve these problems. Everybody wants their own little piece of the turf, and what it's going to benefit them rather than thinking about.
Can I tell you what feels really awful about like this notion of like bipartisanship, like working together? It's like
is it really awful though?
I'm gonna tell you it feels awful. It feels awful, right? Because like now my mom works in parallels, right? So if you have one group that's advocating for pedophilia and the other group that's advocating for safe, responsible, consensual sex, it's hard to work together with one of these groups. One of these groups is so outlandish and ridiculous. Like the right wing is that it's literally people who are saying like Black Lives Matter, yeah, but like I thought Black Lives. I say this all the time. I thought when Black Lives Matter came out, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. I was like, that's what you were fighting for. You're out here saying that is such an emotional stance. Black Lives Matter. Until I heard people say, yeah, but. I was like, that's how.
All
All
lives matter.
All lives matter means yeah, but.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no all lives matter rally, right? So the all lives matter is just a rebuttal to Black Lives Matter, right? And so that's how far we have not come, right? And so, damn, I lost my point, train of thought. How I
I'd
got
like
to
to
that,
say, shouts out to Ohio.
working together, right? You
Yeah,
can't.
Yes, right.
For firing a police officer who was calling Black Lives Matter activists suicide a happy ending. But they fired him, so I think that's good. You know,
so what, man? Like,
it ain't so what, but that's what I was trying to say.
It's the same department that didn't indict, like so what,
that's
man?
crazy.
Like you fired him,
But,
so what, man? Like at this point, the horse has left the barn.
Yeah, shout out to my man Will, because I'm gonna try to see the positive out of this
All right.
whole thing. Though, Mike, real quick before I give it to you to say something,
All right.
is I think about this though. So when we remember when Trayvon got shot, and we was like, yo, Zimmerman, we found out, yo, this is racism is on TV. Racism is being talked about. Look at now what we went through at Mosaic. You feel me?
Yeah.
Racism is in people's faces, so you have to address it. And I don't think America's that stupid.
We are on a plantation in
yes.
Worcester. If you guys look like you are crazy, man, we are on a plantation in Worcester.
And that's the crazy
They're
thing.
running wild out here.
Yeah,
man.
that's the
All right, so
Go ahead, yeah.
So we're talking about Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, and the reason why I'm not putting too much stock into it or really caring or about who becomes president is because it's already done. No matter what president we get in there, it's not going to be someone who's going to represent the people.
Never.
So I like
Not
to look
never.
at I like to look at things from a more local perspective,
Ooh.
and we have people here making decisions for where people are living now. If you don't go to work, if you don't do this, you're getting kicked out. You can't smoke in your own
We're
home. You
losing
can't
more
do
rights
this.
every day.
Yeah,
Mariano,
you can't.
Mariano, right?
Listen, and I'm all for health. I don't smoke. It hurts me when people are smoking and drinking.
Yeah.
But I would never try to take anyone's freedoms away.
Mariano, that's
But
it.
we have
That's
so the problem that we have now is we have people in Worcester right now telling other people how they can live, and 96% of those people who are being affected are not voting.
Not voting.
Now we can make excuses up for them. We can say, oh well, the trauma that they've been through. Oh, they don't know any better. Oh, they need help. Eventually, that someone's going to have to say, all right, either you get up and vote and take these people out of power, or you want to be in the situation that you're in. I'm not at that position yet, but when I'm pleading with people like in Great Brook Valley, I'm pleading with them. Listen, 96% of y'all did not vote. We could have got some other people in the city council that look out for us. I can't do it.
I'm gonna let Tom jump in there. But like I said, that's the whole reason. So I believe though, at the end of the day, if Trump wins, Trump wins. But let the masses start to wake up on, oh snap, we really on the plantation. I know you said something crazy about America eats its own, you know, and for some strange reason, you know, you have that 10% that still feel so privileged that they don't believe that within a blink of an eye they can be eaten. And that's all it takes is that 10% to get smaller for people to really start saying, "Oh, we got to stop this. This doesn't even make sense." And the revolution starts.
You know, going back to what you said, Will, it seems to me that maybe the issue is that people feel that their vote doesn't count. You know, that the decision's already made. So why, you know, why should I bother to vote? How do we educate people about how important each individual's vote is, so that we do have that awareness that yes, I'm only one person, but my vote, you know, I can really affect change with my vote. How do we get that message out to people? What do we do?
I just want to speak to that really quick, right? And so I understand the frustration, right? Because when I came back from Puerto Rico, I had seen how many black people voted for Hillary Clinton, right? And like I was just disgusted. I was so disgusted with black people, right? In the moment,
After the skit,
but
right?
that's what the system is designed to do, to make you turn inward on each other, right? Because there's so many working pieces, right? But if you were to detach yourself, right, for like if we could just say like if we were alien forms and we came and just observed this population that you're talking about, right? And just but observe like their life and their life choices, right? These are people who have come from generational poverty that make poor choice after poor choice day after day, just in regards to their health or education or relationships. Now, if you're looking from the outside and you think that these people are going to go vote, it would be insane. This is why, like, when I was talking to my man, that we need to understand psychology better, right? Like I want to go to school for psychology. Like, that is about, like, understanding why people do what they do and why they don't do what they don't.
Studying the mind.
Right? Like, you can't expect people, right? Now, we need to figure out why these things are happening and then treat these things. But there's so many different working pieces at the same time that are concentrated on this population. To expect them to go out and vote is insane. It's like seeing like the visual image that I actually get, right? And it's a little like hyperbole, but there's some truism in it, right?
Hyperbole. I forgot.
Hyperbole is an exaggeration, right? It's like seeing like if you imagine like a 100-yard dash with a limbless person and no assistance and asking them to run the dash, right? They cannot do it, right? They don't have the means to do it. There's certain things that you need to do that like certain like spiritual and developmental things that trauma stunts mental growth, right? Like you have people that be like 30 years old but really like 14 because they were stunted like and that never was treated. And this is a population that has like all those effects. It's like a cesspool for those effects.
Yeah, and I'd like to get to that at the end of the show because I want to end it on a positive note with the whole friendship topic because it's about you got to have love for yourself. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. You have to love yourself. You know what I mean? You have to love yourself, and you have to find out what made you happy, whether it was as a kid or as an adult. You have to have the memory.
What is love? What is love? Who knows what love is?
But love, who knows what love is? We do.
Right.
As kids, we have to know what love is. You understand what I'm saying?
I think you know you can experience it, but if you can define it, good luck with that.
It's called unconditional love. Is like unconditional caring. You know what I mean? Unconditional attachment. You know, and that's what we'll get into at the second half.
Love to me is being willing to lay your life down or sacrifice yourself for someone else because you have a strong feeling for their well-being.
So how can you do that for yourself? He said self-love.
Yep.
Because
that definition was all about, not saying no, it was all about sacrifice for others, but we're talking about self-love, loving yourself.
Okay, so
hold on, we need to go to a bumper, right?
No, we got 6 minutes.
Okay. All right, so all right, we kind of jumping into two different subjects.
Yeah, I would like to stay on politics. Let's stay on politics right now.
Right. And so what about the voting thing, right? And about like for example, Great Brook Valley. What you said is true, but when you say that, you give people like in Great Brook Valley or in Plumley Village a reason to not do anything about it. Yeah, man. Well, you know, we're conditioned this way, and so we're not going to do anything about it. When it takes to register to vote, you could get online, and it takes 2 minutes to register to vote.
My pushback to that is right. It takes 2 minutes to register to register for insurance, health insurance.
Right.
Ask me, do I have health insurance? Right.
Yeah,
So right. Like, and that was my job.
Right.
But hold on. But here's my thing. Right. To your point, my pushback on this is this. Right. For me, it wasn't what helped me. If you go in that Great Brook Valley area, you walk amongst misery. Right. Like you can feel it's despair. Right.
Yep. I do outreaches in Great Brook Valley all the time. Yes. Right.
And it's very common. Right? It's just that. But anyway. My pushback to that is that once those people understand what's happening to them, they don't understand what's happening to them, right? Nope. They're just in it. Okay. Once they understand what's happening to them, it inspires, it generates hope. Like it doesn't because if you don't understand what's happening to you, you're just like, this is life. I'm waiting for my ticket.
Right. So my pushback to that, and then I'll just back out of the conversation because I'm not. I just want.
And Tom didn't talk at all. Damn.
Right. I just want.
No, that's okay. And I gotta tip on out the studio now.
Well, damn, say something before you go.
Yeah, say something.
I've said stuff.
Yeah, come on, man.
But you know, I think too, getting back to the self-love piece, I think that's the other disjustice that society has done to us. We've been taught that we always have to think about the other person first and put ourselves last.
That's right.
And if you're not taking care of yourself first, there's no way you're going to be able to help anybody else. You have to take care of yourself first, and then you can take care of those people who are around you.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he said, you can't say it any better. And that's what to be truthful though, when you come from a population of like I say, people who have trauma, people don't know how to address
Right.
that trauma
Yeah.
so much that they start creating compartments in their brains.
Yes. Will, finish your point. Wait, Tom, is that all you had to say?
Tom,
Tom, shout
that's it.
out your show one time before you leave.
Oh my gosh,
And your book, everything. Go
Oh
ahead.
God! Oh my goodness! Well, you know, I'm here every Tuesday morning from 9 until noon with a jukebox of Motown. It's a little bit of music, a little bit of music history, talking about how the music in the '60s really did change society in some ways and brought people together. So it's I love it. I have a blast in here every Tuesday morning from 9 until noon. And my book that's out on the market right now is actually a book about Motown. It's called Reflections of a Love Supreme: Motown Through the Eyes of Fans.
Sweet.
It's a
Where
great book.
can you get that?
It's available on Amazon, or people can go to my website, which is ingraciaproductions.com.
Spell it.
INGRASSIA Productions.com.
Yes, could you bring a couple copies for us? Next?
I will
And
be
I
happy
have
to
the
do
money.
that.
I have the money for you too.
I will be happy to
Yeah.
do that.
Is it on? It's on Amazon.
Pardon me?
Is your book on Amazon?
It's on Amazon, because you can get everything from Amazon
Right,
these days.
right, right.
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
I don't got nothing on Amazon.
I need the signed copy.
I gotta get some on Amazon for
Yeah,
sale.
word. Right, for real, for real.
Word.
Yo, shout out to
Some
Tom.
money.
Give a shout out, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you guys for letting me sit in with you this morning,
Tom,
this
good
afternoon.
enough.
I really enjoyed this.
Reunited, man.
Yeah, reunited at Peaches and Herb.
Yeah.
Peaches
Peaches
and
and
I
Herb.
wanted to jump in and say
Yep.
that, but
Oh, who sang it?
yeah.
Yep.
See, now that's the real connoisseur right there. That's a real aficionado of
Okay.
music, because he knows the answers.
All right.
If this was
Name
Jeopardy?
name the 5 members of Helter Skelter.
Oh,
Now that I can't do. You got me there.
he said Helter Skelter.
Got
I had
him.
to think about who Helter Skelter was.
Helter Skelter only had two
Two members.
Yeah,
I meant the
yeah.
Fab Five. I'm in the Fab Five.
Yeah. All right, shout out to Tom.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's hit that bumper then.
Yes, you're gonna go to this bumper.
All right.
And Will, hold your thought, man.
Okay.
Is made possible by you.